Good evening, guys. My name is Tommy and welcome to Northern Ear Reactions. Tonight we are doing day 3 of Metropolis Part 2 week and we are listening to tracks number 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Yes. Beyond This Life and Through Her Eyes. So, where are we up to so far? Nicholas has been in hypnotherapy, in regression therapy, and we've met a character called Victoria, who is referred to as his friend. We've then gone back in time with Nicholas, and he's telling us about how he's drawn to a particular house, a particular room in the house, and he sees a girl staring at him in the mirror, and she's called Victoria, and she's saying how she is feeling sad. She says that her heart's been torn in two. He goes back into the present time then, and he's in the city, and he's saying that he feels the same things. He's got this strange deja vu, he refers to it as. So for some reason, Victoria and Nicholas are feeling the same things. Then we go into the next song, Through My Words, where it talks about Nicholas and Victoria being the same entity. I think he says, everything that you've seen, I'll see. And we also learn that Victoria has died. He goes to a man's house, an old man's house, and the old man says, you know, there was a young girl here. She died many, many years ago. And then the bombshell of the album so far, right at the very last bit of last night's video, the hypnotherapist says to Nicholas, now let's find out how you died. So where I'm up to now, I've been thinking about it all night. I think Nicholas is Victoria, and I think this is Victoria in a future life, and Nicholas is going back to his previous lives, and he is trying to find out more about how Victoria / he died. That's where I'm at so far, but I'm not sure, but I'm sure we're going to find out. The next song that we're going to listen to is called Beyond This Life, so I'm more than ready to just jump in. I'm picking it up from where we left off last night with the hypnotherapist saying, now it's time to see how you died. Let's just jump in, I'm ready. Very hectic so far.
Headline, murder, young girl killed, desperate shooting, it echoes still.
Okay, so it is a murder. Love the bass drum there.
Say
Is it a suicide pact? Were they together? Maybe it wasn't a murder. Maybe he was doing what he thought was helping her. Sorry, that's the first time I've paused it in song all week. Forgive me. Okay.
She may have found a reason to forgive. Oh yeah, yeah. If he had only tried to change, was their fatal meeting prearranged? And a violent struggle took place. There was every sign that led there. Then it found a switchblade on the ground. Was the victim unaware? They continued to investigate. They found a note in the killer's pocket. It could have been a suicide letter. Maybe he had lost her love.
He had lost her love. Okay.
I feel there's only one thing left to do. I'd sooner take my life away than live with losing you. Our deeds have traveled far.
There's that line again.
What we have been is what we are. Our deeds have traveled far. What we have been is what we are. All that we learn this time is carried beyond this life.
So nice.
All that we learn this time is carried beyond this life.
Oh, I like the pan in there. It's the same riff, but the different time signature. bit like a 12 bar blues kind of sound. 145. So many different instruments.
Our deeds have traveled far. What we have been is what we are. Our deeds have traveled far. What we have been is what we are. All that we learn this time is carried beyond this life. All that we learn this time is carried beyond this life.
Now I'm extra confused because we've just heard the story of how, I was going to say how Victoria died, but we don't know that it's Victoria yet. We're just assuming that it's Victoria, but they haven't actually said. They're just describing a woman that's dead. Love affair, broken. The guy's killed her, and then he's turned it on himself. She said to him, that she can't be with him because of the wayward man that he is. So it looks like she's decided to leave him, and he said, well, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. I'd rather kill myself than risk losing you. So the Switchblade, he looks like he stabbed her, then he shot himself. Get it. The bit that's throwing me off is the all that we are has carried so far. All of our deeds is what we are. And I don't know whether they're saying all the things that we've done, like we're bad people. Because usually you say deeds as in like a good deed or a bad deed. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird word choice, because usually you use the word deed when you're talking about either good or bad actions. So all of our deeds is what we are. Are they, I don't know, are they saying that we are bad people? So I don't know, have they... I don't know. Or are they just saying that, you know, is it reaffirming that whole future life theory that I have, that's saying basically everything that I'm experiencing you can experience too because you are me? If I take that line out though, the all of our deeds is what we are line, I was thinking, is Nicholas the guy that killed Victoria? And that's where the connection is. And I did suggest that in the last video. Did Nicholas kill Victoria? Was it a murder? It's only an apparent murder so far. Like I said, could it have been a suicide pact? Could they have been helping each other? But then that line about deeds and travelling so far has kind of discounted that, because that then resuggests that whole Nicholas and Victoria are the same person, just in different eras. Oh, I'm super confused. What we do know, though, is that Victoria's dead, and I'm assuming that her ex or her partner has killed her and then killed himself. So I'm ready to just jump back into scene 5 through her eyes, which I'm hoping actually gives us some insight into what happened that night from her point of view, because actually the last song was the witness's point of view. So maybe this gives us the answers. Let's go back in. Sounds like she's in heaven. Same chord progression as the first song.
She never really had a chance on that fateful moonlit night, sacrificed without a fight, victim of a circumstance.
Okay.
Now that I've become aware and I've exposed this tragedy, a sadness grows inside of me. It all seems so unfair. I'm learning all about my life by looking through her eyes. Just beyond the churchyard gates, where the grass is overgrown, I saw the writing on her stone. I felt like I would suffocate in loving memory of our child, so innocent, eyes open wide. I felt so empty as I cried, like part of me had died. I'm learning all about my life by looking through her eyes. And as her image wandered through my head, I wept just like a baby as I lay awake in bed. And I know what it's like to lose someone you love, and this felt just the same. She wasn't given any choice. Desperation stole her voice. I've been given so much more in life. I've got a son, I've got a wife. I had to suffer one last time to grieve for her and say goodbye. Relive the anguish of my past to find out who I was at last. The door has opened wide. I'm turning with the tide, looking through her eyes.
Okay. So we're with Nicholas in the present now. And on the face of it, it sounds like he goes to visit the grave of Victoria, and when he finally sees it, it feels like it becomes real to him, and it allows him to contemplate his life. You know, he says, you know, she was desperate, she was alone, she didn't have a chance. She was just I think he said, a victim of circumstance, and it made him look at his own life, and he's saying, you know, I've got a wife, I've got a son, I've got a lot more, so I can appreciate what it would be like to lose that. So I'm pretty much convinced that this is Nicholas revisiting back to a previous life. The only thing that is stopping me from saying that that is 100% the story is that he's still saying things like, I've learnt about my past. And it's not really technically his past, it's Victoria's past. So that's the only thing that's kind of stopping me from saying that it's Nicholas in a previous life. there's still little things that stick out that just make me think, is it Nicholas's life? And it's just happened to him in the past. Which makes me think, is Nicholas the murderer? But then that doesn't make sense because we know that the murderer's died. I'm so confused. But then we've got the lines about going further than our lives. So it has to be. It has to be a different life. It has to be someone revisiting a previous life. Is it the killer revisiting a previous life? But anyway, that was Dream Theater, tracks 6 and 7, which are Beyond This Life and Through Her Eyes. And like I said, I'm 95% convinced that Victoria is Nicholas. Hopefully we'll find out in the second half of the album. I hope you've liked the reaction. If it is your first time here tonight and you've come here for the Dream Theater album, then I've done it again. I should have introduced it a lot earlier on. Sorry, but I'll put a link to a playlist where you can watch the other videos from the previous nights so far this week. And if you like what you see, then consider subscribing, and I'll be back tomorrow for, I believe, song 8 on its own, I think. But yeah, until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.